If you've ever noticed yourself pulling away when something finally feels good, or getting quiet when someone is actually showing up for you, or feeling tense instead of relaxed when love starts to feel real, there's a reason for that. Your body learned love in environments where safety wasn't consistent. So now, when care shows up, your nervous system doesn't immediately soften. It watches, it waits, it stays on alert. And that can feel very confusing, especially when your mind is saying, but this is what I've always wanted. This is what I've prayed for. But what's really happening here isn't sabotage, it's actually memory, it's protection. It's your nervous system trying to make sure you don't get hurt the same way you did before. Your body didn't learn love through ideas or intentions. It learned through what actually was happening. It learned through tones. It learned through consistency or the lack thereof. It learned through whether closeness felt steady or if closeness was costly. So if love once came with unpredictability, emotional labor, overgiving, or waiting to be chosen, your body learned to stay alert when in connection. It learned that closeness required massive effort, that safety wasn't something that you could count on. And now, when something calm shows up, something steady, quieter than what you're used to, more present, your body doesn't automatically relax. Not because something is wrong, but because this kind of connection doesn't feel familiar yet. This is why some people feel restless in relationships that are actually healthy, or suspicious when someone is consistent, or disconnected when there's no emotional intensity to manage. Not because the relationship is wrong or they don't have chemistry, but because the body is still used to being on watch. There's nothing dramatic about this, and there's nothing shameful about it either. It's just what happens when your system learned love in conditions where safety had to be monitored. For many women, this shows up as fear of being seen, not just physically, I'm talking emotionally. You might notice yourself holding back real reactions, editing your feelings, staying easy and manageable so you don't become too much. Not because you're inauthentic, but because at some point in your life, being fully seen didn't feel safe because your emotions were either dismissed, your needs were minimized, maybe vulnerability led to distance instead of closeness. So your body learned to stay partially hidden, to stay a little bit mysterious. You can want intimacy deeply and still feel guarded when someone starts to really see you. Those two things can exist at the same time. Okay, now I want you to pause for a moment. You don't need to change anything right now. That is not what I'm saying. Just notice what it's like to hear this framed as protection, not failure. If you feel tension or emotion or nothing at all, that's okay. This isn't about making yourself ready for whatever is next. It's about understanding why your body does what it does when it does it without forcing it to be any different. Because here's what matters: your capacity for love hasn't disappeared, it's just been paying attention. You don't need to push yourself to be open. You don't need to override your body and its signals. You don't need to perform readiness. Trust does not come from pressure. It actually comes from safety and consistency, from staying with yourself instead of leaving yourself behind for the love of another. Nothing needs to happen now. Just let it hit and let it heal.